At the fringes of perception, beyond the boundaries of your mind, just past the glow of the firelight, out of the corner of your eyes, you will find an edge case. Edge Case Podcast coming September 10th. Learn more at edgecasepod.com.
Step into the sand.
This is Macabre Grimoire with Ari Show, Travis Nye, and Robert Mayling.
Hey everybody, welcome to Macabre Grimoire, Chapter 24, Tarot Cards. I'm your host, Ari Show, here with my co-host, Robert Mayling, and Travis Nye.
Hey.
So, we're kind of doing this episode a little bit last minute today because...
A little on the fly.
We have a massive blizzard coming in through our area, and it's going to start tomorrow, which is the day that we typically record.
Yep.
And so I was like, can we, if it works out for everybody, can we just record one tonight before the blizzard hits? Because typically if there's bad weather, we all just say, next time.
Yep.
And then we end up like postponing it 3 more times after that, and then we get out of sync with all of our episodes, so...
But fortunately, this is like right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, so...
I don't get to use that phrase often. Wheelhouse. I was excited.
Say it again.
Wheelhouse.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, so that's why tonight's episode is about tarot cards, and it was something that was kind of on our list anyways to cover, so it was something quick and easy to do, and I get off earlier in the day where I can actually write the article for it, so... I guess, am I reading it? Because I can read it, because it's...
Yeah, it's written in your voice, so I think that would probably be apt. Usually they're written in, like, my voice jumbled together with stuff from our sources and stuff, but...
Unless you do character voices, and that was great. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. So, traditional playing cards are first seen in Europe around 1375, having been brought over from the Islamic societies where they had been used for centuries before that. The concept of playing cards have been around for much longer, but it's important to mention that the origin of the tarot isn't exactly known. What we do know is that once playing cards came to Europe in 1375, it wasn't until 1440 that tarot cards were first mentioned. Then it says, in a letter from the Duke of Milan, there was a request for several decks of triumph cards to be used at a special event. So it's kind of almost like within the social network of all of these upper class European socialites. Yep. They kept hearing about like this triumph game and like, I must have that at my parties.
Yeah, it was in northern Italy and it was a game for aristocrats is what I saw.
Yep, same. Mm-hmm. And it says the letter details the different cards that this deck contains and that they differed from regular playing cards. I'm literally imagining this letter written in today's like language. Like, okay, so this deck is like super rare, but it's super fun, and there's different cards, but it's not like regular playing cards. Like, don't be a dick about it. Like,
it's like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, this is getting into like Digimon or like Magic the Gathering or something like that.
Like you're describing something like very nerdy for that era.
And make sure you get Charizard.
Yeah. What's interesting is that the origins of tarot was first conceived as a game and not for divination purposes. I think I talk about Egypt. Oh, I do later on. Okay, so there were 4 suits with cards numbered 1 through 10. And also court cards that included a queen, king, knight, and a page. The deck included 22 symbolic picture cards that did not belong to any suit. The decks were used to play a game called Triumph that was similar to Bridge. In Triumph, 21 of the 22 special picture cards were permanent trump cards. The game quickly spread to all parts of Europe. People began referring to as tarocchi, which is an Italian version of the French word tarot, around 1530. So in 1781, which I believe is probably the beginning of the spiritualism movement, in France and England, followers of the occult discovered tarot cards. They saw the symbolic pictures of the cards as having more meaning than the simple trump cards they were used for at the time. They used the cards as a divination tool, and occult writers wrote about the tarot. After this, the tarot became a part of occult philosophy. As a side note, one of the first decks I started to learn how to do readings on was an actual deck of playing cards. We were like, my best friend, she started reading tarot, and then she got into reading like playing cards, because like just like a simple way to do readings for people. And I'm like, that's so cool. So basically we were just reading to see like what boys like us, and who we wanted to date. So basically a king was somebody who symbolized somebody who was like older than you, and a jack symbolized somebody that was younger than you, and then a queen symbolized, I want to say, like yourself or like a friend, and then the numbers and the suits had different meanings also, which I don't remember, but I do remember the age differences with the king versus the jack. And so it was always like, who are we going to date? Does this guy like me?
The pre-digital Tinder.
Yeah.
You don't like it, swipe it.
There was a board game back in the 90s, the Dream Phone. Do you remember that one?
I remember hearing about it, but I never played it.
But my sister had it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like I'm stuck with my sisters, usually out in the middle of nowhere playing. Yep. So it's just like, so I'd play with them and stuff, and just like, I have all the like voice clips like, I heard he likes pizza, and, just like, and you got your little cards with the like different pictures of the people, and it's like if they're holding like it's a black, they're all like black silhouettes, but then like for defining features, they'll have like a necklace.
So it's like Guess Who kind
of pizza or something like that.
Oh, so you gotta kind of figure out who it is.
Yeah,
so it's like
the dating Guess Who.
Yeah, I was just gonna
it was a lot like that.
That's amazing. I used to sucker my brothers into playing Girl Talk, because it was a game of truth or dare. So when you spun the wheel, like you had to do different things, whether there's truth or dare. And I think they like the dares a little bit more. There was one dare on there where it's like stick an ice cube down your shirt and let it melt. And that was like their favorite one. And I don't know why, but that was like the one they always wanted to do. So yeah, this is basically the ancient version of Girl Talk or
Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's all up to interpretation.
So 500 years from now, will someone be playing like Pokemon with Pokemon cards and being like,
probably,
I see darkness in your future because of Charizard.
Yeah,
probably.
Right.
But here's what I kind of say about that. While the tarot deck itself isn't mystical based on its origin as a game, it does show that it is a useful tool to help people tap into their natural intuition. We as humans see signs and symbols in everyday life and can discern deep meaning from everyday objects, from basically like a piece of string to a snowflake. It stands to reason that people in the 17th century would want to search for answers from a deck of playing cards, especially when the artwork on those cards can give so much meaning to so many different situations. I just had a webinar with my mentor, and she had us do readings on people based off of a salad dressing bottle.
Oh boy.
Nice.
It got so weird. But the thing was that what it started off with,
I see extra creaminess in your future.
Pretty much. No, it was more like, okay, so she shows us the bottle and she says, pick out, what's the first thing that stands out to you, and then just like hold that in your mind. So then you're like, okay, so you think of it, and then she's like, okay, now you're gonna read for this person, you're gonna read for that person based off of the things that you saw on the bottle. And so everybody's doing the readings on different people, and then it's my turn to do the reading on the person I need to read for. And as I'm giving her all this information, she's like, oh my god, like this is amazing. I'm like, oh my god, this is so right on. And I'm just like, it's this fucking salad dressing bottle. And if you must know that the two symbols that I saw on the bottle was basically the color red and the letter N, but the letter N wasn't specific to anything like name wise. It was, to me, it meant the symbol of family. Because like your last name is usually like something that you put as like
America. Your parents are American.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyways, okay, so going back to, so previously we thought that the tarot came from, as a game from the Islamic societies, but there's another theory that says people believe that tarot cards originated in Egypt. And I don't know it does. So I read something that says, I'll finish this paragraph and then I'll ask. Oh, this is what it says. Okay. In some circles, they are thought to be the sole surviving book from the Great Fire that burned the libraries of ancient Egypt. Would this be the Great Fires of the Alexandria Library?
Yeah, I think that's what they're referring to.
That's kind of what okay, that's what I thought too. In this theory, the cards are considered to be hieroglyphical keys to life, which I think is so weird that they would have referred to it as the Great Fire that burned the libraries of ancient Egypt. Like, it's some conspiracy, like, you can't just say the fires of Alexandria. So, okay. Beyond playing a game, which is still played to this day in parts of Europe, what we really want to talk about is tarot cards and their association with the occult. Ooh. Thank you.
That was awesome.
The early evidence of a tarot deck used for cartomancy comes from an anonymous manuscript from around 1750, which documents rudimentary divinatory meanings for the cards of the Tarocco Bolognese. The popularization of the esoteric tarot
There you go.
started with Antoine Court and Jean-Baptiste Alliot in Paris during the 1780s, using the Tarot of Marseille. After French tarot players abandoned the Marseille tarot in favor of the Tarot Nouveau around 1900, the Marseille pattern is now used mostly by cartomancers. Interesting side note, you can literally do readings off of like any object around you, hence the salad bottle thing. And I just recently learned that bibliomancy is literally taking a book that has like, it has to be like a loose spine, and you hold it facing upwards. You think of your question, you let the book fall open, and then you just put your finger on like a part in the page, and like that answers your question that you're like asking.
Dude.
After the recording, because this isn't open to public ears,
Sure.
I'll reveal something that I use that for.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. You'll dig it.
Okay, cool. All right. So, Jean-Baptiste Alliot, aka Atiela, I don't know if that's right, was the first to issue a tarot deck specifically designed for occult purposes around 1789. In keeping with the misplaced belief that such cards were derived from the Book of Thoth, Atiela's tarot contained themes related to ancient Egypt. So, now talking more specifically about the deck itself. So the tarot deck contains 78 cards and has two distinct parts. We have the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana has to do with greater secrets or bigger themes that are going on in your life. So basically, if you get one of these cards, it's like a card that you need to pay attention to. And these are the Magician, the High Priestess, Empress.
That's right, you pay attention to the Magician.
That's right, you do. The first one on the list.
Believe that.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hangman, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the World, and the Fool. Cards in this deck section of the deck are numbered in Roman numerals, while the Fool is the only unnumbered card, sometimes indicating the beginning of the deck with the number 0. The minor arcana, or lesser secrets, consist of 56 cards divided into 4 suits, 10 numbered cards, and 4 court cards, which is King, Queen, Knight, Page, or Jack. And it, honest to God, like if you pick up a deck of cards, it's not going to be the same for every single deck of cards that you pick up. So if you pick up a deck and you're like, what's with the flower suit? It's like, it's probably your queen. So just know that. And then within those, the 4 suits are swords, batons or wands, or rods or staves, and then coins, which could be pentacles or discs, and then cups. And each of those four suits actually represent different meanings. So I'm cross-referencing with another book here. So like swords represents thought processes, cups equals emotions, feeling, or love. Wands is action / creating, and pentacles is abundance, which can deal with like money or career. The most popular published deck of tarot cards is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which was illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith in 1910 from the instructions of the academic mystic A.E. Waite and published by the Rider Company.
One of the founders of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Nice.
Which ties into Aleister Crowley, who also put out his own tarot deck that's pretty famous, that's called the Thoth Tarot deck, which is filled with a lot of like kind of dark, well, it's very like metal imagery,
sure.
because it's Aleister Crowley,
of
so
course.
it's like wild and abstract, plus like death looks super, super like badass in the card.
Nice.
But yeah.
Let's see here. What else did I say? Oh, yeah, I just said that. The Thoth Tarot deck is a divinatory tarot deck painted by Lady Frida Harris according to instructions. Oh, you wrote that.
Yep, I added that.
Look at that.
So, yeah. So then I actually brought my deck of tarot cards.
My deck.
Because, and this isn't, so I'm more, so okay, when it comes to card reading and, like getting readings from my psychics or whatever, some people will read from a tarot deck and other people will read from, oracle card decks. And I typically do readings from oracle card decks, so I'm not 100% familiar with the meanings and stuff of the cards. But I have taken tarot classes, which sounds super nerdy, but, so I did bring a deck. It's not the deck that I typically use. So we'll see how this goes. And Robert, I think I've read for you before. Not with these cards, though.
Yeah, I think you have at some point.
But actually, I think it was a year ago.
Just getting the death card over and over and over again. I don't know what
Are you see it?
No.
So I just want to see, are these... Oh, they are in order, so I have to shuffle these. But,
Ooh, yeah.
So
are you... so from my research, are you a believer in the whole...
Ari, did you just fart?
There's a fancy word they use for the person you're doing the reading for. The
sitter?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't... Wait. So, okay.
The victim?
Are you asking, do I have a word for the person that's receiving the reading?
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay. But in the documentary, they were using word. But anyway, leading back to why I brought that up, was that they said that a lot of readers require that the person they're doing the reading for do a bunch of shuffling with the cards, or at least handle the cards or something like that, because they feel like that mixes them into the cards or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I've read that before, too. I don't know. I mean, if you want to shuffle, you can shuffle.
I'm terrible at shuffling, so...
Usually, for me, it's always the intention that you put behind it, and right now I'm not even thinking of you. I'm just shuffling just because I want to get them shuffled up.
I'm thinking of you, Robert.
Thank you. Good to know someone.
Okay, so I don't know.
Muddy up the
I'm not a very good shuffler. Travis is like way better at shuffling cards, and he's just watching me suffer over here. Just want to put that out there.
So while she's getting that ready, I thought I'd just mention it, and I'll link to it in the show notes. I found this amazing documentary on YouTube that's narrated by Christopher Lee. That's just kind of like the history of the tarot deck, and it's cool because it's just like they've got like actor reenactments and stuff like that, and they do a whole like. They talked about how some people view the deck as the fool's journey, going between like and basically the other suits are basically like stations that the fool is traveling through, and it like represents this whole like the cycle of life thing, getting into a almost like like Hermetic order kind of style magic, Kabbalah kind of thing, like Tree of Life, kind of things, and it was pretty cool. The documentary's awesome, not only because Christopher Lee narrates it, which is a big help. But it gives you a very like layperson's like what this card generally typically means, but can also mean this kind of a flyover like view, but like accessible. Mm-hmm. So I thought the documentary was cool, and you can check it out on YouTube, and we'll link to it.
Sweet. So we can do this one or two ways. Do you want an answer to a question about your past, present, and future, or do you want the top 3 things that you want to know right now?
Let's do...
And, like, you have to think about, like, how personal do you know what I mean?
Because do I have to tell you what the thing is?
You just have to tell me, not, like, in specifics so much.
Okay.
But sometimes the cards will just tell you what... Basically, sometimes they just have, like, a mind of their own where they override whatever question that you have.
Okay, I'm gonna go bold.
Okay.
Here. Let's do a past, present, and future on my podcasting career.
Okay. So this card's going to be about your past. This card's about your future. And this is present, and this is future. So, okay. And just bear in mind, tarot is not my Strong suit.
Which direction are we treating as the upside down?
Okay, so we're gonna say this is facing towards you. So actually, this would be past, present, future then, right? Because we're reading right to left for you, or left to right for you.
Okay, I like the way you had it the first time. That's the way I was picturing it. So
okay, we'll go with that. Okay, so then we're gonna say upside down for you, and then upside down again.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, this is upside down, this one. And honestly, like, the interpretation of the card, some people care if it's reversed, other people don't.
Really?
To me, I always like just pay more attention to it, because obviously if it's upside down, then it's like, oh, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, that's
kind of the impression I got from the things I watched and read,
right.
Was the upside down just means a more intense version of the same thing.
Sure. Okay.
I've seen Stranger Things.
So, let me just get adjusted here so I can face this head on. I'm just gonna throw my shit everywhere. Okay, so the Six of Cups, on this it says Happy House, Childhood Memories, and this is related to your past in regards to podcasting. I think this is more like I feel like you're, how do I say this? It's almost like you started podcasting as like this part of this, something part of you wants attention. And attention in a way that, like, if I do good things and I do stand out, and if I am on stage, then people pay attention to me because I feel like I shrink in the shadows if I'm not loud enough or if I'm not doing something interesting enough. In this photo here we have, which I think is it. To me, it kind of looks like an old woman handing a child a flower. So I don't know if he gives a shit. Anyways, so so that's what's in this picture right here. And to me, that kind of shows like you're receiving a gift, and I think like you're the child in this picture here, and I'm trying to think here. And the child's not really accepting the flower because the child's just kind of like, what's this? Because if you see his hands kind of out, like, the fuck are you giving me? And so it's like, you're not quite sure if, like, this is even what you want to do or if this is even something you're supposed to do. But it's kind of like, they're like, here, this is for you to take. And you're just like, I don't know if this is the right thing. And so, So part of your past is that, just to kind of recap, you're doing it because, like, your podcasting past is more about getting the attention that you want so then you can stand out because you feel that you need to stand out in a special way. But it's also because, and that's related to the childhood memories. But then it's also, you have this gift, you're receiving this gift of this opportunity, and you're just like, I don't know if I'm ready for it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that sound total bullshit, Travis?
No, it sounds right. But I'm glad that you stuck with it. I'm glad you stuck with it.
Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Okay, so the second card here is Two of Cups, and it says peace of mind, joining of two people. So this is present, and right now I think this I don't know if it's obvious to you or not, but it's not. I don't believe it's just the joining of two people necessarily. I believe it's you joining with the other parts of you that exist out in the universe. Basically, people that are attracted to you, that want to be involved with the projects that you're producing, being a part of what you're putting together. And so these two individuals, they're joining hands, they're sharing their cups together, and so this is something that you're at a good point right now with where you're at. There's like the green fields are in the distance, which green fields and trees and growth is really good because it's like you have room to grow in the future because this growth is like spreading out like into the distance. Like you don't see the end of it.
Sure.
So with these two joining together, it's very much there's a good thing that's starting. So this future card, which is something we're a little bit more interested in because we were like, where is this going? This is the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles says, improvements underway, but delays around it, renown, glory, place of worship. So, let's see here. What am I seeing?
So I have to rob a church. No.
No, I feel like, so it's almost like you're going too big too fast. So it's saying improvements underway. So it's like it's good that you're growing, but it's almost like you're growing at a rate that's too quick for you to be able to keep up with everything. And so this guy, he's holding a hammer and he's trying to build the church, and these guys are trying to like tell him the plans on like how to build the church or how to build the future. But it's like this guy he's like already ready to go. Like he's not sitting down and he's not talking to these people to be like, how do we do this? You know, let's all plan this out together. Like he already has the fucking hammer on. It's like, guy, but like we need to figure out where to put the nails, and you're just like, no, I'm ready to go. Let's do the hammering. Let's do the nailing because I need to do this. I need to do this right now. But it says delays around it. So you need to almost just slow down, take your time with really like laying out the master plan, because without a master plan, you really don't have anywhere to go. So look at the plans, take your time, really assess what it is that you want to do, because if you can take your time and assess all of that, then you're obviously going to build a stronger foundation and a stronger house or church or whatever the fuck that is. So clearly I'm super like reverent of the tarot cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, does that make sense to you?
No, it totally makes sense.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No. After watching that documentary, I was so waiting for a trump card of some kind, because like I know kind of what they mean now. So yeah. I was waiting to get something like an upside down tower or something just like crazy dramatic.
Sure. You know what, with the tower card, that's interesting you bring that up. So I don't know if I can find it in this deck, but there's a picture of it here. So let me just see if I can't find it really quick here. Just gonna sing weird songs while I look.
So Travis, you gonna let her do a reading for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
okay.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Now I feel like
you're afraid.
You don't want to.
You don't want to?
No, I feel like you don't want to.
No, I do want to.
I don't know.
Do you want my oracle card or do you want the tarot cards?
I'll do whatever.
I like that you're open to this.
I am open to this.
Yeah.
Travis just like, I don't know if I want to know the future. It's just
I had
terrible burden.
I had a quick debacle at work. I had to put fires out, so this gave me a good opportunity to do that while you're doing that for Robert.
Like literal fires?
Like, the whole place was up in flames, and I told the fire department, like, y'all back off.
Oh my gosh, I thought I had a picture of the tower that...
So, yeah, while you're looking through that...
I'm going to find the tower card.
Okay, the pavilion actually just had a whole tarot card exhibit thing.
Really?
There's some artist that travels and sets it up for display for like 3 months, and then just travels the country with him. They were actually super worried because he made the major Arcana cards with his own artwork and designs and stuff, and
sweet.
One of them was actually the Twin Towers with the falling man. And like they were so worried about having that up, but nobody complained about it or anything. So yeah, and then like the death card was like super like demonic. Like it was like the devil and like skulls
now
and
you're
like
making
death
me
and
like totally sad I missed this. How did I miss this?
It was really cool.
So what's interesting though about the death card is that it's not about dying, it's actually about change.
Right.
And so I think that's what, so it's funny when they bring it up in movies like, oh, it's the death card, and the character's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's
and,
like, no.
Because I did a show there and they wanted me to do a whole like playing card show demonstration in that room because it was a really small tight room, so it was kind of cool having all that artwork around me and behind me during the performance. So I did a trick with tarot cards, so it kind of fit in, and I kind of explained some of those things with the tarot, like don't be afraid of this. It's not, Satan isn't like devouring your soul right now. He's not feasting on you as I perform.
Right.
Maybe he is, but for most of us, no.
So the tower card, it says catastrophe, accident, things happening very quickly at a lightning pace. So what it is it's a picture of a lightning strike hitting a tower, and there's fire raining down everywhere, and there's two people falling head first out of the tower, which sounds pretty fucking frightening when you're putting in those terms. What it can be is that there's something that's going to happen that's going to force you to change quickly, and you need to think of a different plan. And so while it might seem frightening that this lightning strike is happening, but it's actually a good thing, because to me there's always like something good comes out of something bad. So and I don't know, it's almost like the top of the tower is like being blown off, and it's like, So, it doesn't necessarily have to be like something bad. It's definitely something that's happening for change.
Yep. The only ones I thought that based on the way they were written or whatever, it's like in the Crowley deck, there's actually like the devil and like a few other.
Oh, sure. There is the devil in this too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's that one. Basically, like Tower and Judgment were the ones that I came away with as being like worse than like a death card.
Oh, sure. All right, I'm just gonna quickly shuffle. Think of you, Travis. Think of the thing that you want. Think of what you want answered, or get some direction.
All right, I am primed. I'm ready.
What are we querying?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Sorry, data scientist here. I'm just like, what query are we running?
Yeah, same.
Career future.
You want to know about your career and the future?
Yes, or just choices in general. You could do.
Okay.
If you want
How about the top 3 things that you need to know about your career?
Let's do that. Hey, make sure they're all in there. Don't be holding out on me. What if that is supposed to be for me?
I don't know. I'll shuffle one more time.
Robert, I feel like you got shortchanged.
That's not true. That was actually the card that I pulled for him.
Oh, gotcha.
It's my card. Get your own card.
Oh, Dominic might be coming by the way, because his meeting was supposed to be super short. So.
Oh, okay.
If that is Dominic,
we'll allow it.
Upon 6:38, you will hear 3 raps. Yes. What is that? It's Dominic.
Here we go. 1,
okay.
2, 3. Oh, weird.
Top 3.
So, okay, I pulled the 6 of Cups again, which means I'm either a really bad shuffler, or I was able to get the card to come back up again. Okay. So
let's roll with it.
Well, you know the likelihood of pulling the same card.
That's true.
So it's pretty rare.
That's true.
So that means that this is supposed to be important.
It is important. I'm ready.
Okay, so with the 6 of Cups, like I said before, it's about. I'm gonna bring my microphone closer. So sorry if that.
No, you're all
good. A lot of noise. The 6 of Cups is about happy house. Childhood memories. So in regards to the future of your business, I feel like there's someone at home who's conflicted about the direction that you want to take your business. I feel like you have a clear direction on what you want to do, and I feel like you're this person holding the flower, giving it to this person.
And Robert, you missed it that she actually drew one of the same cards.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
You know the odds of that are
I know. Usually that means it's really important.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying, see, this is like all the great things that I have. These are the great things that I can do. Like, because the flower signifies growth and change and like good things. And this person's like, I don't know.
Have a little faith in me.
Yeah. And you're just like, come on, have some faith in me. And the person's like, yeah, but what if it's poisonous? Or what if it's this? And so you're trying to like explain to this person like, no, this is going to be a good thing. Like, I got this all under control. See this beautiful flower. Like, I grew it myself. Like, I did all this work and stuff, and I put a lot of thought into this project. And this person's like, I don't know. So they're kind of holding back on this move that you want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. The second card here is a 7 of Pentacles, and it says work frustrations, hard work needing to be done, either at work or a situation in life. So it's like, you have this big idea, and you have a million ways that this can go, and all you see is greatness, but you do see kind of a fiery death too. So you're kind of like, where do I go with this? But it's like this guy looking at this bush, like, what apple do I pick first? Because they're all good apples. What choice do you start with first? Where do you begin? Well, you're never going to begin if you don't start picking. So
back to the deal or no deal conundrum.
Right. So you just need to start somewhere. Okay. And where you start isn't a bad choice, because as long as you start, that's 1 foot forward that you'd never had before. And that's actually moving you forward into the future. So that's what that card is. Do you have any questions about that one?
No.
Okay.
Solid.
All right. This last card here is 6 of Pentacles, and it says...
Another Pentacles?
Yeah, but this is a good one. It says raise in money or salary. So,
bring it on.
So regardless of what choice you pick, it's definitely going to be beneficial for you financially, and it's definitely going to bring you a lot of growth. So, let me see what else. So you see this. There's this guy. He's literally handing out money to people, and
that better not be me.
I was gonna say that's you making it rain.
Oh, okay.
It could be you. I feel like this is you receiving the abundance that this guy is handing out.
Okay.
I think that this guy is somebody who's going to be investing in you and somebody that is going to be help propelling you forward on your other ideas. So out of all the ideas that you have, this individual who's going to be financing this project that you have isn't going to be financing all of your ideas. So if you have like 7 different ideas, he's on board for like 3 of them, but the other 4 of them, he's like, I don't know about that. But that's okay, because having those 2 financed is going to set you up for bigger things and help you be able to do those other ideas down the road. And I think that those ideas are actually going to morph into something else. So right now, even though you have a plan for this and you're like, oh, this is such a good idea, this is what I want to do, and you want to be able to like grow this and make this a thing, it's okay that it sits on the back burner, because in a few years you're going to come back to it and you're going to be like, oh, that was a dumb idea, but it gave me a better idea.
Okay.
So
if my investor is listening, my idea is instant water. It's basically a box of dehydrated water.
Nice, very nice.
That all you have to do is add water and you get
nice.
Water. So if anybody wants to jump on board with this, I'm collecting funds now for this.
Go fund me already up and running.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Was this okay?
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Okay.
That's pretty solid. Good job.
Well, thank you.
Good job.
So that was reading from the tarot deck, and I did bring a book with to describe like the cards, but
that's pretty good.
So yeah.
Pretty good.
Very cool.
I read really fast. I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
I took a minute.
So along with my magic groups and clubs and whatnot, we bring people in from out of state and stuff like that to lecture. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys, he's pretty big name in the magic community and outside of, he does like a lot of cruises and stuff, but he poses as a mind reader. That's his
thing.
Forte, not saying it's real.
Yeah.
But that's what he says he does.
Right.
And so he also does like the tarot readings and stuff with just playing cards, and did a full demonstration on it and like described every card and what it does.
Oh, sure.
And like the whole patterns and stuff like that they're laid out, and it was really cool to hear some of that stuff. And he had some crazy insight on one of the things. I can't remember how we got to that point. But the way he described it was like the diamond represents wealth when he does his thing. So,
yep.
And it varies.
Yeah.
But then he somehow linked it to the spade in his story, because the spade is the tax card.
Okay.
Like when playing cards first, whatever, came over, like people that would come by ship and merchants and stuff that have the ace of spades, and they'd always get stamped by like the city's tax card saying that this is your proof of saying that you've paid your taxes to dock your ship here or whatever, your merchandise. And so that's why the spade on a ace of spades is more decorative on a deck of cards, to kind of resemble that thing. But somehow he linked all those together in like a really cool story. It's like a whole 52 card story.
Oh, wow.
And it was really, really cool to hear how he did it. So
that's awesome.
I wish I had it still.
Yeah.
It's probably recorded somewhere on like a phone, because no recording allowed except on a phone that they don't see. I'm really bad at taking notes, so I just use my voice recorder and record everything. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I'm going to go back to that.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I think I upgraded phones and lost it, so whatever.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it was really neat.
Cool. Yeah. I guess, I don't know. I get my tarot read occasionally, so... And I'm always impressed with how people like read for me. I'm like, because they know like way more about the cards than I do.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just pulling from the images and like what I'm seeing. I'm not actually like very skilled at tarot.
My wife actually got me, and I think I told you guys this for Christmas, the Miss Cleo tarot card. And I actually like the artwork in
Those cards don't lie.
That's right. Call me now, Miss Cleo. But I was thinking, because I know you do your, I don't know if you still do them. I haven't paid attention to your live tarot fortune.
Yeah, I haven't done them for April yet, though.
Okay, so you should become like the new Facebook Miss Cleo of just doing live sessions.
Super cheese with like a head wrap and everything.
Well, I mean, at least get the flying carpet, but...
Oh, for
sure. We'll work on the costume.
Yeah.
Because people could totally just, like, pay you and just do it live on Facebook. Like,
well, I know, like, you can do YouTube lives.
Yeah.
And you can do... I forget what there's, like, an actual term for it, but people can pay you to give them a reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, send you money,
you
like,
do
live
that.
on the fly. I would love to. That would be awesome.
Do that.
But I need a following first.
I was going to say, that actually sounds really fun. It would be even fun to just, like, watch and stuff.
Right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of psychics on YouTube that do that.
Yeah, you should definitely do that, because I think that could be something pretty big here local. I mean, knock out that stupid psychic tiff.
Whoa.
I said it. I don't care. I said it.
He got beef.
I got beef.
You got beef with Psychic Tiff?
Not really. Like, I used to listen to that radio station before I got tired of the whole station.
Oh. No, I know someone that's pretty annoyed with that station. I won't say who.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And, yeah, just listening to her readings, I'm like, so negative all the time.
I don't know. Her readings are okay, but like, people are like, will I get pregnant? And she's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
Should I tell him that he's the baby daddy? No. Leave that child a bastard the whole time.
Like yes, no answers. There's never, like, really, like, deep insight into it. I'm just like, what if you're wrong?
Yeah, right? And a lot of people call in for, like, serious questions. And it's just like, no. Forget that, man.
Well,
you need
I
to
sell
leave.
my house.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes. And I was like, well, obviously you're going to sell your house. Your house will sell at some point.
Right.
So, yeah.
Reminds me of that Simpsons with the call-in psychic. It's like super early, like season 2 of The Simpsons, like 20 years ago, whatever. And, or 30 or whatever the hell it's been.
Yeah.
Anyway, Marge calls in and he's just like, I'm getting something. You will die a terrible, terrible death. Next caller. And we're on with George in Atlanta. Getting something now. Yep. You will die a terrible, terrible death. Next caller.
Oh my god. That's amazing. I used to work for a psychic phone network. It was kind of fun and exhausting at the same time.
Yeah. At some point,
battling all the spirits.
Kinda. Yeah. It was literally, so, okay. It was interesting because the majority of the people calling are women, and the majority of these women want to know information about their relationships.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof, or more than they have. So there was a few callers where, like, I'd get off the phone and be like, Dominic, like, you were not gonna believe this. Like, I was getting, like, the cool, like, just, like, the most messed up love triangle stories that I was just like, how? Like, almost, like, because I had one caller, I won't go into...
Because you're a whore. Next caller.
Pretty much. But, like, there was this one caller where, like, she was really interested in this one guy and wanted to know if he liked her, and I'm like, well, yes, he likes you, and, you know, there's
It looks like this guy likes pizza.
But then I find out that this guy is married. And then I find out that so he's cheating on his wife with her. But then I find out she is also married. And I'm like, good God, where does this end? Mm-hmm. But not only that, but, like, this guy, like, helps her on a daily basis with some other issue that she has. So she actually sees him for legitimate reasons. But, like, they're also seeing each other on the side. So whenever they see each other as a legitimate time in public, they have to act like they don't know each other. Like, it is so crazy.
Jesus.
Keith, is it? It's Keith? Hi, Keith.
But yeah, it's like, there was, so she really liked me, so she kept calling me back on a consistent basis, and I'd be like, Dominic, you won't believe the break in the story. The more information I got. Like, oh, God,
I always like those, like, weird memes and stuff that talk about, like, you know, so-and-so cheating on whoever, but, like, they have, like, the funniest ones, like, when you take your girlfriend over to your best friend's house and she automatically connects to the Wi-Fi. Oh. Like, what's up with that?
How did you get the password? That's pretty good. I haven't seen that one. I'm just setting this aside so I don't forget it.
You're all good.
So this is my reading bag. That's where I take with me when I go on readings.
Nice.
Yeah. Also to work because, you know, just in case I have to do a reading at work.
Never know.
You never know.
I never know.
That water cooler talk, man.
They might need insight from the spirits on stuff.
You should just put, like, a felt board up with tarot cards, and every day just put a new card up and say, today, this is your reading.
I could do that. That'd be hilarious if I did that at work. I do have a Wiccan calendar at my desk. So I think I've already pretty much established that I'm the weirdo in the department. With the Hermione doll on my desk.
Nice.
And the Wiccan calendar. But that's not... Right. There's actually other people in our department who have like other little weird knickknacks on their desk. So
I have one of those... it's a TARDIS, but it's between two magnets, so it actually hovers. It doesn't touch anything.
Oh,
and you would have thought I'd like... brought fire to the time when I brought that into the office because people were just like so mesmerized by it, and like especially managers all had to stop by and like touch it, make it fall, then see if they could make it go back into the sink.
God, that's adorable.
Nobody pays attention to it now, but when it first went up, oh my gosh, people were like hands on.
You're like a talk of the town.
Did you get the memo? Stop by Robert's desk.
Yeah.
I did. So because we have to do reports once a month, and we always have to staple papers together. So he would always make the joke from The Office about, this is my stapler. And so for Christmas one year, I got him the red swing line stapler. And he was like, this is amazing. He doesn't use it, but he has it because he doesn't want to ruin it. So he just has it displayed proudly on his desk.
Nice.
This is my stapler. So, yeah. Desk knickknacks.
And with that... I think we've covered tarot and then some.
I think we have. So, that's it for chapter 24.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and we will catch you all next time.
Bye!
Macabre Grimoire is a production of theSueEmpire.com. Learn more at macabregrimoire.com.